Hey again, it's Mike Carnes, Crossroads with Michael, walking the Crossroads with Michael. And I'm still in the same shirt, still in the same car, somewhere in Virginia, headed east. So, had a good chat last time, and I've got another thought here that I want to go through that I think is going to help a lot of us. In fact, I wouldn't be doing these things if I didn't think these would help at all. Hopefully they are hitting some places in your heart, and your mind, and your spirit, and you can take these and do something with them to better yourself, better those around you. That's what the purpose is. So, and I'll start off by saying this: be an A-OK person. All right? Make sure every day you do one act of kindness, just random act of kindness to somebody. Give, care, clean out your closets with old stuff, give them to Goodwill, take care of the homeless on the street, give them a cup of coffee. Just something unique. Something I really appreciate, and I've seen this a couple times, and I do it once in a while. This isn't a pat on the back Michael thing, but because I certainly don't do it all the time. But last time I talked a little bit in the whole reaction and action thing about our emergency people, the fire people and the paramedics and the police officers and such. And they work so hard and get so little given back to them. We complain about a cop that is not very nice to us when we speed and he stops us, or my goodness, in a national spotlight, how just different things cause different people a lot of strife, and then it just gets out there and gets out of hand. I mean, these people put their lives on the lines for us. Firemen, you think about it. Fire alarm goes off, we run out the building, they run into the building. What's up? God bless them. So just want you to think about those guys, and one of those act of kindness things is maybe next time you see them at McDonald's or a fast food restaurant, I should say. Though nobody's buying this, so I guess I could use a actual franchise. But regardless, just buy dinner. Buy them a Coke, buy them a cup of coffee, buy them their dinner. Take care of those who take care of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? Taking care of people that take care of you. Over time we've lost that in a general sense. And forgive me for doing that, but I will say many times I'll use generalizations, and which means not everybody is like that, but as a whole, our whole nation has gotten to a place where we don't really take care of those who take care of us. Everything from the elderly to you see these ads on television all the time, and the radio, and people wanting to help disabled veterans, and they're not getting the kind of benefits that they should get. So this is not a political blog, so don't go there, but it's just, again, you look at stuff around you and you just kind of wonder whatever happened to giving when it's given, whatever happened to caring for when you're cared for. I know it's out there, and that's part of the reason for this blog, is I'm encouraging us to keep going there, to keep doing that, to be a difference maker in your life. So be an A-OK person, act of kindness, go out there and do something good for somebody just because. Not because you want something back, not because you want a pat on the back or a thank you, just because. All right? And I think things, little changes here and there make a difference. People always say, well, if I just do it, nothing's going to happen. It's just me. Well, you know what? You've heard the term pass it on. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm passing on a whole blog, encouraging as many people as I can to encourage other people, to give, to care, to love, to be at peace with each other, to be kind to each other. So, all that, again, just rambling to start this whole thing off, because this particular blog is going to be, we used to do this in high school a lot, we were in sports, we'd have an attitude check. And basically that is exactly what it sounds like. And forgive the camera for being, I hit a bump and the camera went a little sideways, but you just have to get over it and look cockeyed. Just ran over something. Yeah. Anyway, so attitude check. I love Michael Jackson's song Man in the Mirror, and I use that in the book as well. And basically what it's saying is, I can't change other people around me. I can't help that person being ugly. I can't help that person firing me. I can't help this person sending a foreclosure notice or a bankruptcy notice to me. I can't help any situation around me and change them. But I certainly can change myself. And that's his point with the Man in the Mirror, is that, you know, as he's singing the song, the line in there is about just dealing with who you are, your character, which again, I'm going to reiterate over and over and over. This whole blog, this whole thing about living a better life and doing well in your crossroads and getting through your crossroads, it's all about character, it's all about integrity, it's all about honesty and honor and those kinds of things, because when you have that, you can stand tall and walk through these things. So the whole attitude of, you know, being down or being ticked off at somebody or you know, it's not my fault, it's their fault and stuff. I'm sorry. You know, life happens. The truck's going to run over you. Crises are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your wife, your husband, your kids. Things aren't going to go always the way you want them to go. Period, end of story. But again, I'm here to do nothing but just verbalize the fact that you have the ability to get through it. I was going to say this the last episode, but I saved it for this one. I am in awe of the human spirit. The human spirit can endure so much, it's not even funny. I mean, you think back in history, you know, we've got all kinds of conveniences. Here I am traveling 75 miles an hour on cruise control on a freeway interstate system in a free America with gas in my car, going to work. You know, it's a pretty good situation that we're in right now. Driving all day is not a hardship. I mean, some people might think so, but it's not. But I think about the Pilgrims on the Mayflower, and you look at the story there and what they went through and what they had to go through, and the cramming and the months on the thing, and just getting sick and people dying on the boat, and then coming to America and having to start anew. That's just the Pilgrims on the Mayflower. Think about the mountain men going out. Think about the Russians in Siberia. Think about the Africans, you know, even today in their tribal things. You know, we have it really, really, really good. And just because some bad things happen, you know what? We don't have a clue to bad things happening. When you start looking back in history and looking at what those people in just 100 years ago, much less 1,000 years ago, had to deal with. And I say that because, again, I'm not comparing us to ancient society because we are in a modern society with wonderful technology. What I want to reiterate to you, what I want to just pound into you, is that I am such a believer in the human spirit. We have an enormous amount of grit in us to make it through difficult times, to make it through hard times, and I applaud that, and I'm going to continue to encourage you to reach down and find that stuff that says, nay, nay, I will not fall away today. I will not be overcome by this fire that destroyed my house, this flood that destroyed my house, this tornado that took my house and took my kids and took my dog and or this wreck that just happened, and I lost my daughter, I lost my son, I lost my family. I mean, those are horrific things. Don't get me wrong. I agree. They are horrific things. But the human spirit, my friend, let me tell you, you can make it through. I've got a friend right now, 2 of them as a matter of fact, both lost their children in car wrecks, or motorcycle wreck and a car wreck, at a very young age. And they are incredible people. And they, like I learned when my wife passed away, their lives go on. This sounds kind of crass, but the electric company is not going to care that you just had a death in your family. Pardon me. The water company wants their payment, or the water's going to get cut off. Your house is going to go in foreclosure if you don't work and pay your bills. Life goes on. And what happens is we find way down deep inside of us something that allows us to move forward and go, I'm going to keep going. And I want you to keep going. I want you to think about what that page, that empty page for tomorrow holds. Do you notice the one coffee I drank that time? So, attitude check. Really, really, really consider, as you go through the day, as you go through your relationships, as you go through life, that to look for things, you know, the glass half full, the silver lining, all those wonderful sayings that I would say them too. I'm not saying anything that you haven't heard before. I'm just kind of pushing it back in your face that, you know, there's good things out there. There's laughter to be had. I was on the phone earlier this morning, and not really down, but just like, you know, I'm going to travel 12 hours today on the road and driving and stuff. Well, within the first hour and a half, I was talking to somebody and was just belly laughing. Just having a grand old time talking about some things from the past and what's going on. And, you know, laughter, you know, we talked about that a couple episodes ago. It lifts the spirit. It's good for the soul. There's all kinds of research that talk about laughter being healthy for you and giving you a longer life. And, you know, it changes your countenance. And we all know those that don't have laughter and humor in their life. They don't have joy in their life. I tell you, you can walk down a hallway and say, that person is having a horrible time in life. Not just a day. I mean, everybody has bad days once in a while. But we're talking just this darkness and despair over it. And that's part of who I'm talking to. I'm talking to all of us because I want us to all stay on top of our game and to move forward. But for those that are really dragging their feet, really having a hard time, people, you can do it. You can do it. You can get through and get past that crisis, that crossroad, that bump in the road, and be better for it. And just, again, think about other people. Think about loving and caring and being kind. Have that attitude check. You take any sports team and you go into a game with, oh my gosh, these guys are the best in the world, and we are going to get smothered, and, you know, we shouldn't even be out there with them. You know what? What coach is going to want to coach a team like that? You're going to lose. You are going to lose. Absolutely. Just pack your bags, go home, see you, don't even bother. And in life, it's the same thing. You know, go to work with a smile on your face. Make sure you listen to the laughing babies, or tell yourself a joke. There are plenty of email programs that will send you a joke a day or something, or you know, just look at life on the lighter side and have that attitude check. Have a good attitude about what's going to happen. You know, the past is the past. You know, I love Rafiki in The Lion King, you know, bopping Simba on the head, and then he does it again. You know, he's like, well, what'd you do that for? He says, you know, the past is the past, and you learn from it, and you're moving on. You know, have a good attitude. Have a good attitude. And with that, have a good day, and blessings on you, and may you laugh, may you have joy, may you live life with blessings and go forth and pass it on. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.